Well, hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of a Medicare Advantage plan, also known as Medicare Part C, not to be confused with a Medicare supplement, okay? First, I always like to start out with this. Why would you even need a Medicare Advantage plan in the first place? So first, to understand why you even need a Medicare Advantage plan, you need to understand what is Original Medicare. So Original Medicare has several parts. You have your Medicare Part A, which is your hospital coverage, Part B, which is your medical coverage, and a lot of times people like to say Part C, which is a Medicare Advantage plan, but it's not really a part of Original Medicare. So sometimes people think they're missing something out because Medicare Advantage plan is also known as Medicare Part C. But Original Medicare, when we're talking about Original Medicare, there's two parts. There's Medicare Part A, which is your hospital coverage, Part B, which is your medical coverage, and you also need prescription drug coverage as well, which is Medicare Part D. Now, a Medicare Advantage plan is all in one. So it has Part A, Part B, Part C, which is the plan, which is Medicare Advantage, and Part D, which is prescription drug coverage, okay? So how do you get Original Medicare? So if you're 65 or older and you worked in the US and you paid Medicare taxes, at least 10 years of paying taxes, which is 40 quarters, then you earn Medicare health insurance, okay? Or you could get Medicare through a qualified disability. So if you have enough working credits and something happened, you became disabled, you're going to automatically get it after 24 months of your disability. So after getting SSDI, not SSI, it's not the same, but after getting SSDI disability, then you qualify for Original Medicare after 24 months. So you will automatically be placed on Medicare after 24 months from a qualifying disability, okay? So we got it all out the way. What is Original Medicare? Original Medicare covers 80%, okay? Remember, it's only 80%, and this is when a Medicare Advantage will come to play. The Medicare Advantage plan will help you with that 20% that Medicare leaves behind. See, the thing is this, Original Medicare does not have a cap. There's no ceiling. So a 20% medical bill can put you in debt. Could you imagine paying 20% of a $1 million medical bill? You don't want that, okay? So that's why individuals will either get on a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage. But in today's video, we're going to focus on the pros and cons of having a Medicare Advantage plan. There is a lot of talk about Medicare Advantage plans right now. Some individuals say they're not good, they're a disadvantage versus an advantage. However, there is no one size fit all, okay? Everyone cannot afford a Medicare supplement. Some individuals will prefer a Medicare Advantage plan. So in today's video, we're going to break down the pros and cons. So let's get with pro number one. So pro number one is that it is cost efficient. A lot of these Medicare Advantage plans are 0 monthly premiums. Now, however, you do still have to pay your Medicare Part B premium because there is a Part B premium. Most individuals will pay 0 for Part A because that's what you was paying when you was paying Medicare taxes, okay? But with a Medicare Advantage plan, to have the plan itself, these plans are usually 0 monthly premium. So let's talk about how is it possible for a Medicare Advantage plan could even be 0 monthly costs. So let's talk about it. Original Medicare actually pays these insurance companies to take on your medical risks. So they get about $1,000 or so per month for each member. So they make these plans very attractive for individuals to enroll in their plan. So like I said, they're taking on your risk, so they make the monthly premium 0, so that way it's more attractive. So like I said, the plan is cost efficient and it has protection such as the max out of pocket. So the max out of pocket is the max that you will pay for that plan within a given year. So this is kind of like worst case scenario. So if you had a bad health year, you would not pay more than the max. So for an example, say your max out of pocket for an HMO plan may be $3,000. Once you reach that $3,000 max, the insurance will cover the rest. A PPO max can be $8,000 or $10,000. So it's very important to understand and know what is your max out of pocket. Now, if it's a regular year, a regular health year, you use the doctor, a few times, you use the plan a few times, then you would never reach the max. But it's nice to know that these Medicare Advantage plans do have a max, because with original Medicare, there is no max out of pocket. There is no protection. That's why an individual would even go with a Medicare Advantage plan in the first place, to protect yourself from that 20% with no max out of pocket. And there's other pros when it comes to having a Medicare Advantage plan as well, making these plans more attractive. I don't want to spoil it all in one line, okay? So let's talk about the second pro. The second pro is that these plans are a all-in-one package. So it includes things such as dental, vision, hearing. These are things that original Medicare does not pay for, okay? So routine dental visits and exams and x-rays and cleanings and such are included in these Medicare Advantage plans, such as yearly eye exams and eyeglasses and such. Transportation can be included in these plans as well. So these plans are a all-in-one plan, making it definitely a pro on my list, okay? Another pro is that your Medicare Advantage plan may include prescription drug coverage. So if you're taking medications, okay, outside of the VA or outside of TRICARE for Life, then you definitely want to get on a plan that includes prescription drug coverage. So this is definitely a pro. Medications can be very expensive. So yeah, it's really nice to know that all of your medical is included all in one. Like I said, Part A, Part B, Part D, which is your prescription drug coverage. So yeah, that is definitely a pro that your medications are included. Now remember, when I say medications are included, these medications must be in the plan's formulary. So you may have a medication that your plan does not cover at all. So that's why it's very important to work with a broker that understands the plans in the area. The last thing you want to go pick up your medications and the medications are not even covered because you're simply on the wrong plan. So you definitely want to be on a plan that has your medications in their plan's formulary, okay? The last pro is the added benefits and perks, okay? So we basically said already that these plans come with extras such as dental, vision, and hearing, but sometimes these plans will even go even further, such as Flex Card to give you more for dental, vision, and hearing, and such as transportation benefits, telehealth, gym membership, and sometimes even more than that. So these plans even come with extra perks. Now, it depends on the area, it depends on your zip code. All plans are not set equal, okay? All plans offer different benefits and perks. Some do more than others, okay? So just because I'm saying that this is something that you can get, it doesn't mean it's available in your area. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so we talked about the pros. Let's talk about some of the cons. Con number one is provider networks, okay? So if you have original Medicare with a Medicare supplement, you can go to any provider that takes original Medicare. Works a little different when it comes to a Medicare Advantage plan. You have to go with doctors within the network with an HMO plan. With the HMO plan, you also need a referral to see a specialist, okay? Now, there's a few HMO plans here and there where a referral is not required, but for the most part, most HMOs require that you have a referral to see your specialist, okay? With an HMO, you're going to get more benefits and more perks, okay? Now let's talk about a PPO plan. A PPO, slightly different. You don't need a referral to see a specialist. You can see providers outside of that plan's network. However, you will pay more for those providers, okay? So that is that with an HMO versus a PPO. You can travel with these plans for emergency situations for the most part. So remember, that is a con. You do have to stay within provider networks. Your doctor have to say, hey, I will take this Medicare Advantage plan. So there are network restrictions when it comes to a Medicare Advantage plan. However, a lot of times this is not an issue if your doctor already takes Medicare Advantage. The next con is that we kind of talked about this already, that with an HMO plan, referrals are needed. Remember, these Medicare Advantage plans are very attractive when it comes to benefits and such. The most benefits usually are within an HMO plan. So if you're attractive to these plans because of these benefits, most likely you will need a referral to see a specialist. And sometimes this can delay treatment, waiting for the referral process to come together, okay? That is definitely a con, that referrals are needed with a HMO plan. The next con is definitely prior or pre-authorization. So what is prior authorization? This is when you need approval from your insurance carrier for certain tests or certain procedures and such. This can be a pain, and this can actually delay treatment. So I definitely had to add that. That is definitely a con, that in certain situations you would need prior authorization. For example, you could be out in your yard, you hurt your hip, and your doctor say you need surgery. Well, the insurance company may say do therapy first, step therapy, try this first. So you may have to go through some hoops to get that surgery approved. So yeah, that can be a pain, that sometimes prior authorization is necessary for certain tests and procedures and treatments. Another con is definitely going to be geographic limitations. Sometimes with these plans, if you are traveling, you are actually out of network, and you could only use the plan for emergency situations. So it's very important that if you do like to travel and you enjoy a HMO plan, you enjoy the benefits and the perks, then you may want to look into an HMO plan that has travel benefits. Yes, some of these Medicare Advantage plans will have travel benefits where you could just let them know, hey, I'm going to be in New York or in Florida or wherever for a few months, and they would transfer your benefits in that state while you are away from home. Some plans do have this benefit, okay? But for the most part, if you travel outside of the state, you may not be able to use your plan. Even with a PPO plan, just because it's a PPO, it does not mean you could go anywhere. The doctors still have to accept that PPO plan as a payment. So this could definitely be a con, that you may not be able to travel with your plan, and you may be restricted when it comes to travel. But like I said, if it's an emergency situation, they will pay that bill. Don't go in there for a code and say it's an emergency. That's not going to work, because they're going to look at the hospital records and such to make sure it was a true emergency. The last con we're going to discuss in today's video is that you may be on a plan that you absolutely love. However, these plans do change their benefits year after year. So it's very important to read your annual notice of change. Every year they will send out this letter around October, September, to let you know the changes of the plan for the following year. And if you want to make changes, you can during the open enrollment period, the annual enrollment period, which is October 15th to December 7th, to make changes. That's why it's very important to actually read your annual notice of change to make sure you're happy to continue on that plan the following year. And also, with the changes, your plan may actually completely discontinue. So that is definitely a con, that you may be on a plan that you absolutely love, but the plan may discontinue, or it may be a lot of benefits in there that change. But that's not always the case, okay? So yeah, like I said, it's very important to read your annual notice of change to make sure that the plan is definitely still meeting your healthcare needs and your medication needs as well, making sure that your doctors are still in network. And also, don't forget your special needs. Are you on oxygen? Do you go to dialysis? Make sure these special needs are included when you're reviewing your plans and making sure that these special needs are still within your provider network, within your plan. Make sure that everything is still meeting your needs for the following year. Alrighty guys, so I went over the pros and cons of a Medicare Advantage plan. Let me know in the comments, do you have a Medicare Advantage plan? What do you think about a Medicare Advantage plan? Are you enjoying some of the pros? And have you had to encounter some of the cons? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know someone that needs this information, please share this video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you need any assistance, give our office a call. We'd be more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.